What the hell's going on, people? This is Periodic, and you see the title of the video. We are jumping back into Dragonball Z Dokkan Battle in order to take out one of the final remaining Extreme Super Battle Roads. This is Extreme Physical versus Super Intelligence with the brand new LR, Babidi, and BUU.
I shut it down wherever power is stored. Being real is in the past, watching cowards get on. It ain't kill me, so it's making me stronger. And these bite-sized rappers now sensing my home.
So let's jump into this event. As you can see, we're using a double physical cooler lead. You can bring other units if you want, but in my opinion, the multiple attacks from cooler is pretty nice, and the fact that he's sitting at 100% attack and defense, so it's not all bad, right? Like he can do pretty well. As my I think my cat is actually disagreeing with me right now. How dare you, Mikey meow in the background? That's unbelievable. So bringing this Babidi and BUU. This Babidi and BUU is very, very high value because of everything that he does, and this dude does a lot. Like waiting, I guess I can tell you right now that this Super Battle Road and like Extreme Super Battle Road and stuff like that is not particularly my favorite game mode, just because I think it's kind of boring. It's very like they took characters that you typically aren't too hype fighting against, and then they just gave them an insane amount of HP, an insane amount of attack, and an insane amount of defense, and called it a day, right? So it's just kind of like, that's why, like, even the God of Destruction event, even though it's similar in format to Super Battle Road, it's cooler because you're facing enemies that aren't in the actual game, right? You're facing the gods of destruction. That makes sense why they're so damn hard. Whereas here, it's like, bro, we're facing Team Bardock. Like, really? I mean, in other ones, you're facing like Mercenary Tau. And it's like, bro, why are you hitting me for 300k Mercenary Tau? You don't have that type of power, my guy. What the hell? But it is what it is, right? So, but yeah, the Babidi and BUU are phenomenal characters. And essentially what they're going to be doing is a 30% chance, yes, 30% chance to seal the super attack, or 30% chance to stun the super attack on both their 12 and their 18 key. Obviously, their 18 key does mega colossal damage, so that's really good. But, dude, a 30% chance to stun or a 30% chance to seal, and those are rolled differently, so you have a chance at both happening, you have a chance at one of them happening, you have a chance at none of them happening, right? But in reality, that's a really good shot at having some kind of damage reduction happening there, because if you're stunning them, then you're receiving 0 damage, and if you're sealing them, then you're reducing the amount of damage you would have taken off of a super attack and instead mitigating it down to a normal attack. So that is actually massive. That's very, very important. And then besides that, he's giving himself 3 key, 40,000 attack and defense, which is not great, but it's not terrible either, right? 40,000 is a decent number. Plus an additional 3 key, and attack and defense 30,000 when the target enemy is an attack down, in defense down, stunned, or the super attack is sealed. So pretty much this makes it so you're going to be sitting at 70,000 attack and defense, which is very, very similar to Broly, Strength Broly, before his Extreme Z Awakening, right? You're going to be sitting at those numbers if the enemy attack down, defense down, stunned, or sealed, which is essentially any type of effect that your characters could do. And since my team is built around lowering attack, lowering defense, sealing, stunning, this is just a perfect mix of characters for LR, BUU, and Babidi. Not to mention, launches an additional attack that has a 30% chance or a 25% chance on global of becoming a super attack, and recovers 5% HP at the end of the turn in which attack was received. So again, if you get hit, then boom, you have a guaranteed additional attack, has a 25% chance to become a super attack, and then you recover 5% HP at the end of the turn. Now that's really good because this dude, if you're looking at the links that he has, he's actually lowering enemies' defense by 10% just off of his Master of Magic link. So if you're able to get that to go, then boom, you have your negative 10% defense. You have your defense down status, right? If you're able to link Fear and Faith, that's also negative 10% defense. Boom, you have the enemy getting their defense lowered. You immediately trigger that 30,000 attack and defense boost. So that's pivotal. That is very, very, very good for this Fat Boo and Babidi. Babidi and Majin Buu Good, I guess, is what their name is called. But that's huge, right? Like, that's actually really important. Not to mention the stunning and sealing and stuff. Like, this dude just does a lot. He does a lot, and it's justifiable why they gave him just flat passive numbers, the 30,000, 40,000. Because if he was at percentage based, he would actually be kind of broken. He really would be. As again, my cats just seem to be arguing with me all day today. They're meowing again, and they don't like the point I just made. But darn it, I stand by it. I don't know what to tell them. I stand by my points. So with LR Bootanks here, beginning of the fights, he's not going to do very well. Let's just be honest. He's not going to do very well because he's starting at the 55%. He's probably around like 100k defense, which is not impressive. I mean, it's not. It's a good. It's all right. It's a starting point. Really, anything below 100k is, people shouldn't consider it as like good defense, right? Like that's my problem with Tech Broly, the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Broly, where people are like, "Oh, his defense ain't bad, man. His defense actually pretty good now." It's like, no, it's not pretty good because he still lowers his defense and he still can't touch 100k. And if he's getting 100k, that means that he's not grabbing any orbs, so he's not going to be able to do as much damage as you would like him to. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Yes, he doesn't get hit as hard as in the past, meaning he doesn't take as much damage as he used to. His defense doesn't lower as much as it did, but it still lowers, and it's still not good, the end results. So that's pretty frustrating. So for the Buu and Babidi, let's go back to him because this is really going to be the centerpiece of this team. I do believe that they alone make this extremely easy, right? Extremely easy. Majin Buu Saga, Joint Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, and Human Deeds is the categories. And then they lead the Majin Buu Saga 130% HP attack and defense, but 4 key. So that's pretty important to take into account there. And on top of them making this extremely easy, right? Because they're just making this super, super simple. And they're kind of a cheat code with all the seals and the stuns and things of that nature. There's another character on this team that makes it extremely easy, which is the Final Form Frieza, the Angel Final Form Frieza. That dude is absolutely incredible. Like, listen, LR Bootanks is very straightforward. He is going to stack his defense on his 18 key. He's going to stack his attack on his 12 key. And if you're able to get him to 5 turns, you can transform. And then boom, you're going to be able to, is it 4 turns or 5 turns? I believe it's 5 turns. But you'll be able to seal the enemy for 5 turns. That is pretty wacky, right? That's actually a really good active skill specifically for this. You don't really want to have to use that active skill on the 4th turn because that means that you're 4 turns in and you want to beat it before. But there's going to be cases where you're not going to be able to pop that, LR Bootanks / Buhan active skill until the 4th turn. You'll get to the 4th turn, so you'll be able to pop that active skill. And then it's really good because the active skill is essentially his transformation, and his transformation gives him that seal effect, which is great, and it makes it so he does a ton of damage, and he can do that, additional super attack and all that stuff. So, and he gives himself more ki, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage. 5 million attack stats, 6 million attack stats, all that fun stuff, right? I'm actually getting slapped up at this point in the fight, but that's all good, man. Don't worry about it. We're going to go ahead and take care of Goku. No problem at all. Listen, we like being at 61,000 HP. Can you believe that back in the day, 61,000 HP used to be like your max HP? It's pretty wild, huh? How far we've come. Cumber. So Cumber's another interesting character here because he's going to grow Great Ape because we're below 50% HP. But first, I do want to talk about Final Form Frieza because if we go back to Final Form Frieza, he's stacking his defense, right, on his normal super attack, and he's sealing. He's sealing enemy super attack every time. That is really important. Now, when you look at him, he has 100% attack and defense, right? And you're just like, it's not a lot, dude. I don't know why you're talking him up. But keep in mind, when he gets hit, he'll actually give himself 50% attack and defense for 5 turns. So he'll give himself an additional 50% attack and defense for 5 full turns, which is good. It's like the transformation for LR boot tanks, right? So that's really, really solid. And then he also gives himself a 25% chance to dodge. On top of that, 25% chance to dodge as long as he gets hit in that same turn. You know what I mean? So it's essentially within the same turn after receiving attack, which is really solid. And to, add even more, any enemy that he attacks gets their attack and defense reduced by 30% for 2 turns. That is wild. That is absolutely crazy. That's just a lot that man is able to do. You know what I mean? Like, good Lord. How much is he doing? And that's just in his first form, guys. He hasn't even transformed yet. The guy has not transformed yet. That is wonky, wild, wacky, silly, ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's a whole lot that he does just in his first form. Now, if you wanted to get him to transform, he can do it on the first turn. First turn, needs no condition. He'll just transform. And at that point, he's kind of like the LR boot tanks when he goes into Buhan. He's more of a damage dealer at that point because there he's going to be massively raising his attack, doing immense damage still. Instead of 100% attack and defense, he's at 120% attack and defense. And when he super attacks, he gives himself another 80% attack and defense. And he's got a 70% chance to stun when he supers. And if you drop below 50% HP, you get 50% damage reduction. So in terms of like a total package, bro, like I don't know where you can go wrong with the homie Golden Frieza. I do believe he's legitimately one of the best, like legit one of the best TURs in the game, if not the best. Like I honestly think he might be the best TUR, Dokkan Fest TUR in the game. Maybe you can argue some Extreme Z Awakenings are on the same level, if not better. But dude, that is a whole lot that I just explained to you that he does. It's absolutely insanity. And even, I mean, let's also kind of go over some of the other units that are on this team, right? The Cumber. Immense damage, greatly lowers attack and defense. But that's not really what's important, even though that is a decent amount. Greatly lowering attack and defense is a decent amount. What else is he doing? 2 key, 150% attack and defense. Okay, whatever. If he gets hit one time, like he did just there, right? He's got a 50% chance of stunning all superclass enemies. That is the important part. That is the super important part. So if he gets hit just one time, just once, the rest of the turn, 50% chance for superclass enemies to be stunned. So that's why he's so important on this particular team against these particular units, because they're all superclass, right? So he's got that 50% chance to stun him. Boom. It didn't work this time, unfortunately. That was the coin flip. Did not pay off. But you're going to get it a lot, right? And it's going to come in handy quite a bit. And as you can see right there, Babidi and BUU just sealed them. And they're going to come in with their additional super attack, which is beautiful because that guaranteed additional attack turned into the super attack. which was fantastic. And we stunned him, even though he's dead. So it's kind of, no point to it, but it is what it is. And now we're on to the final boss battle. And I think we'll also go and talk about the final unit that we have on this team that I don't know if a lot of people would throw on here, which is Demigra. Demigra is on this team, and I'll tell you why. He's greatly raising attack, right? Doing supreme damage. Whatever, not a big deal. Gives himself 120% attack and defense. It's not bad. Gives extreme class allies 3 key and 30% defense. That's actually pretty good, right? That's essentially kind of a very similar buff that like Janemba does, and he doesn't even have to grab orbs to do it. He's not giving attack, but he's giving 3 key as opposed to 2, so that's pretty good. Not to mention, all enemies, attack and defense minus 20%. That's important because I told you before, LR Babidi and BUU thrive on having the enemy in attack down status, defense down status, stunned or sealed. And this guy, every time they show up, is going to lower all enemies' attack and defense by 20%. And then if you have other crossover category allies on your team, you're getting an additional 10% attack. Now, in this case, I believe it's just going to be Cumber that's going to give him 10% bonus, which is not bad. Like, yeah, let's give him. He's really saying 130% attack and 120% defense. That's not terrible, right? And then with the 30% defense on top of that, and then he's greatly raising his attack on his super attack. So he's actually doing okay in terms of damage. He's doing okay in terms of defense. His links, actually, if you want to throw him next to the Babidi and BUU, you can do that because of Master Magic, right? Because of Fear and Faith. I believe because of Shattering the Limit. I'm pretty sure this dude has it. Yeah, Shattering the Limit, right? So they actually do share a few links there. Shattering the Limit, Fear and Faith, and Master Magic. I think those are the only ones, because then this dude, Demigra, has Revival, Brainiac's Demonic Power, and Godly Power, because of course this is like his demon god form, right? I can't even pronounce it, but it's like the Makyoka form, or whatever the hell. If you guys know how to pronounce it, please like type it in the comments down below, because I have no clue how you would pronounce that. But in terms of like a good unit to bring for Extreme Super Battle Road, or just Super Battle Road in general, this dude's actually not bad. He's actually a pretty solid unit that you can bring along, debuff, buff your extreme allies, do decent damage yourself. Just kind of play it that way. The reason why I'm actually having Frieza attack first and kind of screw up the cooler links here is I just trust Frieza more to keep it a buck with you. I trust Frieza more to be able to be defensive. I'm going to go ahead and transform him so he can be at 120% defense when he gets hit first, and then be at essentially, 200% defense when he super attacks. I believe, no, he's actually going to be stronger than that, because the 80% is calculated separately, 80% boost. So he'll actually be at 296% attack and defense when he super attacks. So his defense is going to be incredible, particularly because you've been stacking defense this entire time. So keep that in mind. You've been stacking the Mac in the back of the hack, and you're going to be completely okay at this point with Golden Frieza taking hits. Even that first hit, not a big deal. You've been stacking a little bit. You know what I mean? You've been stacking just a bit, so you don't have to necessarily worry about getting hit in that first spot. And then he's got the 70% chance to stun, so chances are you're going to stun. Now, yes, the old UI Goku, the INT UI Goku, when he turned into the Master Ultra Instinct, the gray-haired, that great chance, 70% chance to dodge, seemed like it never dodged. I get it, but in this case, it's stun. It's a little bit different. I think you'll notice it happen more often, because usually with the dodge, when you miss, it's like you really notice it, especially him before the Extreme Z Awakening, right? Like, he had 0 defense, so in that form. So if he didn't dodge, you are getting absolutely wrecked by any kind of hit. But now, with this stun, it's like I don't think you'll notice the misses that often. But we're getting close to the end here. As you can see, we're just going to finish up this dude. I think we've probably got 1 more minute left on this. We're going to get double supered, which is actually super annoying. And we probably will get somewhat low here, but we should be able to clear it out all the same. Listen, if you're brand new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, or maybe you've watched a few of my videos and you just haven't clicked that button yet, what are you doing with your life? You need to click that blue join button, become a Boomer Elite, a Boomer Champion, like Wolverine Gaming. If you want to do it the free-to-play way, that is fine too. We are on our road, on our journey, on our adventure for 5,000 subscribers. We just hit the 4K mark. You can bet your bottom dollar. I never said that before ever in my life, and it just came to me. You can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to have a 4,000 subscriber special soon. I do want to, you know, kind of build a little buffer. So probably at like the 4,025 subscriber mark, or the 4,030, maybe 4,050 subscriber mark. That's when I'll actually do the subscriber special, the 4,000 subscriber special. But I already have a really fun idea for what it's going to be, and I think you guys will seriously enjoy it when that eventually comes out. But we're going to finish this up. I believe Bootanks should be able to just clean house here. Actually, this is a really solid offensive rotation here. 3 million attack stat. These dudes can't dodge, so this is just going to be full-blown DPS coming their way. They ain't going to know what hit him. Boom, he's been sealed, and then Bootanks is coming back, beating the crap out of Goku's children. Absolutely sickening individual, and he should be... Is he going to finish him off? No, he's not going to finish him off. It looks like Cooler's going to come in and do the darn thing. But I appreciate everybody watching this video. If you haven't, you know, go ahead and gently ring that that sub button, gingerly ring that bell button, lovingly kiss the like button. As always, this is Periodic. See y'all in the next video.